the market will always go from contraction phase, as you see here, to the next contraction phase, as you see here, a station. And also when you look now to the very left, you can see that the market is having here the contraction phase. Some call it contraction phase, some call it consolidation phase. In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step procedure that are helping out our students, and I hope it helps you too out to identify in what direction the market goes. So first of all, you need to understand that this is the 1 minute chart in the S&P 500 futures. I love to take the market and the time frame to 1 minute chart because we have 60 candles within 1 hour. And when you make the chart small, because very advanced traders, they also trade like this, but it's just hard to read what the market does. Make sure you make the chart small. You will see how the market here does more green than red candles. And once the market does more green than red candles, it shows you actually that the market wants to pressure up. So a very big common problem is to read that the market does here some head, shoulder, head formation, as you can see here, or a lot of red candles here. But this is not enough information that shows us that the market wants to go down. Because if you look at the bigger structure, as you look here, you see clearly, obviously, that the market does here more green than red candles, has here the biggest structure high, what we need to prioritize, and you have here the biggest structure low, what is down here. I wouldn't even say that this is the biggest structure low. Because when it comes to time and all the candles, you can see here that this is the biggest structure high. This here's the biggest structure low where the market came for. And right now the market is just like wiggling around. So we have here biggest structure number 1, the high, we call it number 1. And you have here the biggest structure low that is called number 2. So how can you see better if in what direction the market goes? And this is the thing. There's no secret sauce to that. Instead of having the chart like this, very big, and just seeing some green candles and just wondering why the market is now pressuring up here, why a lot of green candles here in a smaller frame would work better here, for example, than a lot of red candles here. And the main reason is because you saw that the market is doing here more green candles than usual. You see that when you make the chart small, that the biggest structure high is here, that the biggest structure low is here. And by recurring seeing that, is that you can see also that the market is way more near at this point than down here. Just imagine how much energy and time in candles the market would need that the market will go here to point number 2. So it would make more sense that the market wants to go to point number 1. And now the big question is, now how do I make money? Very important, please use a demo account. The thing is that I have a 3-step method that I would like to give to you. So if you have something to write down, take this note and only watch for these 3 things that I'm going to give to you. And you will see very high quality trades by just executing it within 5 trading days. So first of all, you make the chart small. You understand that the biggest structure high is here. The very biggest structure low is here, as you can see here. And then the second thing is also, before the second thing, make sure please also on the first thing that it's a US market on the US session time. So it means 9 a.m. Central Time to 3 p.m. Central Time in New York time. That would be, it's 1 hour delayed. So it would be 10 a.m. Central Time to 4 p.m. Central Time. And then just like trading 1 or 3 hours, you will see how the market each hour is going to aim for biggest structure highs or lows. The thing is just there are so much lucky feelings, so much endorphins. They also say dopamine, right? That it's just very tiring to trade above like 1 or 2 hours. So when you see the market is more near at the biggest structure high or low, or you see that the market does a lot of green candles more than red in the biggest structure as you see here, this is already step number 2, by the way. Then it makes more sense for me, because you will look at this very often, that the market goes to this biggest structure high up here. Keep in mind that magnets that are like biggest structure highs, biggest structure lows, and these contraction phases that you see here. If you don't have anything on the bottom, make the chart small, go to the left, look where the market has the next contraction phase with a lot of candles, drawing that in because this is where the contraction phase occurred, drawing to the right. And now you have these 3 beautiful stations what are showing us that the market either wants to go to station number 1, 2, or 3. And I'm used to assuming that the market is going to number 1 because I'm already looking for this market already since 2016 to be exact. So step number 2 is also including, by the way, lots of green candles, as I said. Also that you see also with the biggest structure that it's more near. It's also including when you see that it makes more sense that the market goes up here. We go now to step number 3. I think it's better to put this one to step number 3. That is, if you see that the market does retracements. This is a retracement can be only seen when it's already done. You can see it in a smaller structure, but then the bigger structure did not, and then it wasn't a retracement actually. So I would say like a retracement you can see only afterwards. That means if you see the market goes up and it comes back and you assume it goes up a bit, wait until it fully goes up. And now you have information that you can work with, such as the length, what the market did back. Because if we assume to buy, we will lose money if the market comes back. So we're not just hitting against a train, it's called, while the market is going down. We wait until we see how, in what length the market was going back. Now when the market does a lot of green candles, of course the move back will be maybe smaller, but very often the market does the same length back as you saw also here. And then once the market starts now to make a lot of green candles, this is going to be very cool and interesting to trade up. So step number 3 in the practical side, just taking a square, measuring the retracements, the moves back, and you can see this moves back in length has almost the same length. So once the market does the same length back, as you see here, a lot of green candles. Now you see from here to there, the same length is moving back. Just any small green candle using a 1 minute chart is enough. And then I love to enter the trade. Please use the demo account first and not real money account. The stop placement on the same green candle. And then to aim for either the bigger structure high, as you see here, to aim or for the contraction phase that we can use, for example, this one. Or we can also use the contraction phase, by the way, that I was just drawing in here. What I think is way more relevant because you see it's bigger. It has more meaning if you have more experience with the market than just the small contraction phase here. But in the beginning, you can also take this small contraction phase. It's also cool. So to aim for is, from my opinion, this bigger structure high here, this contraction phase that we were drawing in. If you have more experience, if you have less experience, just drawing this contraction phase, it's totally fine. Aim for anything that you see where it makes sense the market goes at. And we manage always that we don't use our stop placement, we don't move our stop placement. I love really to let the stop placement down and just to exit a trade when it makes sense. Here you see now how the market does the same move back in length. And then once the market starts here now to make a couple of green candles, then it makes sense, I think, to trade. You can see here in 50 seconds, this candle is going to close. And if it's going to be a green candle, very lucky, because you see here a lot of green candles, more than reds. You see here also a lot of green candles. I think it makes more sense because you see here the retracement was already within this length. And that's exactly what I'm drawing right now, by the way, that the market does the same move back. And if there would be a green candle now, I think it's good to enter the trade, stop placement on the same candle. Now for the advanced people, adjusting always the same position size, like for example, but like $100, I think is good. And then we would have $500 up to this high. And that's already it, how to identify better in the markets. Let me know in the comment questions section if you have any questions. Wish you all love, good trades, JT out.